Most people don't even remember what real calm feels like anymore. Not a temporary distraction. Not scrolling until you feel numb. Not laying in bed exhausted while your mind keeps racing. Real calm. The kind where your chest feels light. Your thoughts slow down. Your body stops preparing for danger that isn't there. Because the truth is, many people today are not living from peace anymore. They are living in survival mode. And after enough time in survival mode, your brain starts treating stress like it's normal. That changes everything. You wake up tired. Small problems feel emotionally heavy. You overthink simple conversations. Your phone becomes an emotional escape. Silence feels uncomfortable. Rest feels guilty. And even when life finally becomes quiet, your mind still isn't. Here's what nobody tells you. Your brain adapts to whatever state you repeat most. If you repeat stress, urgency, overstimulation, emotional chaos, and constant dopamine spikes, your nervous system learns that this is your normal state. And slowly, calm starts feeling unfamiliar. This is why some people feel anxious even during peaceful moments. Their body became addicted to stimulation. Their nervous system forgot safety. But this changes everything. Because if your brain learns stress, it can also learn calm. And that means you are not broken. You are trained. Which also means you can retrain yourself. The first thing you need to understand is this. Your brain is constantly asking one question. Am I safe right now? That's it. Most human behavior comes from this single question. Your confidence, your anxiety, your emotional reactions, your overthinking, your need for validation, your procrastination, your emotional shutdown. Your brain is always scanning for safety. And modern life completely hijacked this system. Think about it. Your brain was never designed for endless notifications, constant comparison, negative news every minute, short-form dopamine hits, social pressure, emotional unpredictability. Your nervous system thinks you are surrounded by danger all day long, so it keeps releasing stress chemicals. Cortisol rises, your muscles tighten, your breathing changes, your thoughts speed up, and eventually your brain enters a state of hypervigilance. That means your mind becomes obsessed with scanning for problems. This is why overthinking feels uncontrollable. Because overthinking is often not an intelligence problem. It is a safety problem. Your brain thinks staying mentally alert will protect you. But instead, it slowly drains your peace. And the scary part is, most people don't realize they are overstimulated. Because overstimulation became normal. You check your phone the moment you wake up. Your brain instantly receives noise, information, comparison, urgency, and stimulation. Before your nervous system even fully wakes up, then all day your attention gets fragmented. One video, one notification, one message, one emotional trigger after another, and your brain never fully rests. That constant stimulation changes your dopamine system. Now, dopamine is not bad. It's actually important. Dopamine helps motivation and learning, but modern life overloads it. When your brain constantly receives easy stimulation, scrolling, sugar, short videos, validation, your baseline dopamine drops. Simple life starts feeling emotionally flat. Reading feels hard. Focus disappears. Stillness becomes uncomfortable. Your brain becomes addicted to intensity. And this is why many people feel emotionally restless even when nothing is wrong. Their nervous system lost tolerance for calm. But here's the good news. Your brain is plastic. That means it rewires based on repetition. Every repeated action teaches your nervous system something. Every habit becomes evidence. You are either training chaos or training calm. And calm is built through very small moments. Not dramatic life changes. Tiny repeated signals of safety. That's how your brain learns peace again. For example, one slow breath. That sounds almost too simple. But when you breathe slowly, your brain receives a biological signal that says, "We are safe." Your heart rate slows. Your nervous system shifts. Your body exits fight or flight mode. And over time, your brain starts associating stillness with safety instead of danger. This is why emotionally grounded people protect quiet moments. Not because they are weak, because they understand nervous system recovery. Most people only rest physically. Very few people rest neurologically. And there's a difference. You can lay in bed for 8 hours and still feel mentally exhausted. Because your nervous system never truly calmed down. Now here's another thing most people misunderstand. Calm people are not people without stress. They are people who trained emotional regulation. They pause before reacting. They breathe before speaking. They do not allow emotions to control every decision. That is power. Real power is emotional control. Because when your emotions control you, everything controls you. People control your mood. Notifications control your attention. Validation controls your confidence. Stress controls your behavior. But when you become emotionally grounded, you stop reacting automatically. You start choosing your response. And that changes your entire identity. This is why confidence and calm are deeply connected. Most people think confidence means becoming louder, more dominant, more aggressive. But real confidence often looks quiet. Steady eye contact, slow speech, relaxed body language, emotional patience. Because calmness signals safety, and safety creates presence. Have you ever noticed how the calmest person in the room often feels the most powerful? That is nervous system control, not ego, not performance. Control. Now let's talk about one of the biggest reasons people cannot feel calm anymore. Unprocessed emotional stress. A lot of people never truly relax because their body is carrying emotional tension from years ago. Rejection, embarrassment, criticism, childhood unpredictability, toxic relationships, constant pressure. Their nervous system learned that relaxing is dangerous. So even during peaceful moments, their body stays alert. This is why healing is not just mental. It is physical too. Your body remembers emotional survival patterns. And healing often starts by teaching your body that the danger is over. That takes repetition, not perfection. One walk without your phone, one quiet morning, one deep breath before reacting, one evening without constant stimulation, one honest conversation, one moment of stillness. These tiny actions seem small, but your brain is always learning from repetition. You are building evidence. Evidence that you can slow down. Evidence that you can handle emotions without panic. Evidence that your nervous system does not need to stay in emergency mode anymore. And slowly, calm becomes your default. Not instantly, but gradually. The same way anxiety was trained. You know something else that destroys calm? Constant self-judgment. Many people are emotionally exhausted because their inner voice never stops attacking them. I'm behind. I'm not enough. I'm wasting my life. Everyone else is doing better. Your nervous system listens to your thoughts like they are real events. That means constant self-criticism creates real biological stress. Your body reacts to your thoughts. This is why mentally harsh people often feel chronically tired. Their brain never feels emotionally safe. And this is where self-respect becomes important. Not fake positivity. Not pretending everything is okay. Real self-respect. Speaking to yourself with steadiness instead of emotional violence. Because your brain believes repeated language. The words you repeat become emotional conditioning. If you constantly repeat hopelessness, your nervous system learns defeat. If you repeat grounded thoughts, your nervous system learns stability. That does not mean lying to yourself. It means changing the emotional environment inside your mind. Instead of, my life is ruined, you say, I'm training. Instead of, I'll never change, you say, my brain can adapt. Instead of, I'm weak, you say, I'm overstimulated and rebuilding control. That shift matters because identity shapes behavior, and behavior reinforces identity. This is why small wins are so powerful. One completed workout, one focused hour, one calm response, one disciplined decision. Your brain starts collecting evidence of a new self-image. And eventually you stop forcing confidence. You become it. Now let me tell you something that changed many people's lives once they understood it. Peace is not found. It is created. Most people wait for external life conditions to finally feel calm. More money, more success, more validation, more certainty. But nervous system peace does not come from perfect circumstances. Because even successful people remain anxious if their brain never learned emotional safety. Peace is internal training. And one of the fastest ways to train peace is reducing unnecessary stimulation. This is why dopamine detoxes can feel life-changing. Not because phones are evil, but because your brain needs recovery. Your attention needs silence. Your nervous system needs space. When you constantly consume, your mind never processes. And eventually emotional exhaustion builds quietly in the background. This is why some people feel emotionally numb. Not because they feel too little, because they feel too much too often. Their brain shut down emotionally to survive overstimulation. So if you want calm again, you need moments where your brain stops consuming. No music, no scrolling, no constant input. just presence. At first, this feels uncomfortable because silence exposes what stimulation was hiding. But eventually, your nervous system settles, your thoughts slow down, your emotional baseline changes, and suddenly simple things start feeling good again. A walk, a conversation, morning light, reading, breathing deeply, being present. That is when your dopamine system starts healing, and your brain begins enjoying real life again. Now, another important thing. You do not need to become emotionless to become calm. A lot of people misunderstand emotional control. They think it means suppressing emotions. It does not. It means not becoming controlled by them. You still feel anger. You still feel sadness. You still feel disappointment. But you stop drowning inside every emotion. You stop identifying with every passing feeling. You learn to observe emotions without immediately reacting. And that creates emotional freedom. Because emotions are temporary. But reactions create consequences. One pause can save relationships. One breath can stop regret. One moment of awareness can change your identity. That is why emotionally intelligent people master the pause. They do not react instantly. They regulate first, then respond. And over time, this rewires the brain. Your amygdala becomes less reactive. Your nervous system becomes more stable. Your brain learns. We can handle stress without panic. And confidence grows naturally from that. Because confidence is not certainty. Confidence is emotional trust in yourself. Trust that you can handle discomfort without collapsing. Trust that emotions will pass. Trust that you do not need to panic every time life becomes difficult. That is real strength. And the beautiful thing is, anyone can train this. Even if you spent years anxious. Even if you feel emotionally overwhelmed right now. Even if your brain feels constantly noisy. Neuroplasticity means change remains possible. Your nervous system can learn peace again. But you must stop expecting an overnight transformation. Your brain changes through repetition, not intensity. Small actions repeatedly reshape identity. That is how real transformation happens. Quietly, slowly, deeply. One calm morning, one disciplined evening, one mindful breath, one less reaction, one healthier habit, one boundary, one moment where you choose peace over chaos. And eventually, you become someone different. Not because life became easier, because your nervous system became stronger. And maybe that is the real goal. Not becoming perfect, not becoming emotionless, not becoming endlessly productive, but becoming grounded. Becoming someone who can stay calm inside modern chaos. Someone whose peace does not disappear every time life gets difficult. Someone who no longer needs constant distraction to escape themselves. Because when your brain finally learns safety again, life starts feeling lighter. Your thoughts stop attacking you. Your body relaxes. Your emotions stop controlling every moment. You become present again. And maybe for the first time in years, you finally feel at home inside your own mind. So if you feel emotionally exhausted right now, if your brain feels overstimulated, if your nervous system feels constantly tense, remember this. You are not failing. You are adapting to the environment you repeated for years. And if your brain learns chaos, it can learn calm too. Slowly, patiently, one small choice at a time. You are building evidence. Your brain is learning safety. Calm is becoming your default. And the version of you want. Start with the smallest moments you repeat daily. You are not stuck. You are training. Now go prove it to yourself. If this video helped you see people differently, leave a like. And subscribe if you want more content that makes you mentally stronger and harder to manipulate. Your mindset is changing one video at a time.